Everything in this video is found on a public domain and the full disclaimers down below. Welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley. Lots of love and many blessings your way. They both need to check their own past before they start trying to change the future. Folks have been bringing up their past, and I think they should since they want to bring everybody else's up. Not many people have forgotten about those parties he used to love to go to. What were they? All white parties, and not the kind you're thinking of. And that right there should prove how racist he is. Why would anybody want to go to a party like that? And don't forget, when he was in the military, all of his non-white friends had their own special racist pet name given to him by Harry. At one point it got so bad that his higher-ups actually contacted his dad and grandmother. It did no good. He continued his nasty behavior. He's referred to all sorts of people in all sorts of ways, including bragging about killing quote-unquote you-know-what heads in the Middle East. And we all know that she's done everything in her power to not look like her mother's side of the family. We're not the only people noticing this. A lot of folks are calling them out on it, and they should. Everybody in her circle knows that she's never dated anybody but white men only. She's had friends try to set her up blind dates with black men, and she turned them down every time. So it's been said. Her history speaks for itself. So now, all of a sudden, they want to complain about racial injustice within the royal family, as well as people being mean to her? Come on, Meghan. Come on, Harry. Mail Online has a fantastic article, y'all. Trevor Phillips was wondering the same thing we all were. Why didn't Oprah ask the right questions? How come Oprah didn't bring up their past, both Harry and Meghan? Oprah didn't ask her about her real age, didn't ask about where Archie really came from, didn't ask Meghan why she prefers white men over black, didn't ask Harry why he was so racist. Folks are now questioning, hey, what in the world are they doing this for? They have to have a reason, a motive. Why would you dog your own family, and why would you go after one of the biggest superpowers of the world? You have to wonder what's in it for them, right?
You can't change it. We've all been through it.
We've all been through depression, we've all been through the
Yes, but what was different
exploiting.
What was different for me was the race element.
I can't even believe that flew out of his mouth.
Because it wasn't just about her, it was about what she represents. And therefore it wasn't just affecting my wife, it was affecting so many other people as well. And that was the trigger for me to really engage in those.
Meghan goes into action, y'all, here in just a few seconds. Keep an eye on her. She really works it up.
Conversations with senior palace staff and with my family to say,
Did you see her take that big old gulp right before she put her face on? Give me a break.
guys, this is not going to end well.
And when you say end well, what did you mean?
You know what he's talking about, don't you? He's threatening his family. And it's my opinion that it's right here when he loses his footing as to what to say. It's like he forgot his lines. He looks over at Meghan, and Meghan gives him a slight nod yes. Keep going, Harry. Totally communicating with him. Thinking nobody can see this.
For anyone, it's not going to end well.
The way that I saw it was, there was a way of doing things.
But for us, for this union and the specifics around her race, there was an opportunity, many opportunities, for my family to show some public support for 3 years. That hurts. But I also am acutely aware.
He's letting them know through this interview that he knows what they're most afraid of. It's not knowledge he's trying to share. It's not for the benefit of the interview. It is directly aimed at his family.
Of where my family stand and how scared they are.
Remember when she fed that story of Hanbury and William's affair to the media? We always knew all their documentation, their diaries, and their secret pictures would come in handy. It's right here, in my opinion, that we're watching them make a threat towards the family.
The tabloids turning on them.
Turning on them for what? They're the royal family.
Yes, but it's there is this invisible, what's termed or referred to as the invisible contract behind closed.
Pay close attention to her reaction to what he just said. He was not supposed to let that out of the bag.
Closed doors between the institution and the tabloid.
Did you see that? Did you see her reaction? Oh my goodness.
Well, it is to simplify it. It's a case of if you as a family member are willing to wine, dine, and give full access to these reporters, then you will get.
Her fury against him is no joke. He's scared to death. He knows he just messed up. He takes a huge gulp and turns immediately pale. She widens her eyes at him. You can even see the whites of her eyes through that heavy makeup.
I was ashamed of admitting it to them. And I don't
Megan jumps right back into the theatrics. Watch.
I don't know whether they've had the same feelings or thoughts. I have no idea.
He's about to use a trigger word, y'all.
It's a very trapping environment that a lot of them are stuck in.
You were ashamed of admitting that Megan needed help.
Yeah. I didn't have anyone to turn to. We've got some very close friends that have been with us through this whole process.
Hey, that totally brings me to this point. Her mother is a licensed mental health counselor / social worker. Why didn't Megan ever tell her she was having problems? She was always with them. She still is. Now, is Megan going to come out and say not only did they take her passport and driver's license, but they busted her phone up and broke her fingers too? Give me a break.
And you add social media in.
This gets really strange. She is trying her best to conceal a smile, but she gives a slight nod to Oprah. Megan is smiling. Believe it or not, y'all, she's trying to reel it back in. You know, our movements when we talk, they speak volumes. Notice how when he says once as a boyfriend, he nods up and down. Once as a husband, he nods up and down. But when he says once as a father, he shakes his head no.
From the British tabloids, once as a boyfriend, once as a husband, and then once as a father.
Gosh, it must have been years ago. I was sitting in Nottingham Cottage, and The Little Mermaid came on. Now, who as an adult really watches The Little Mermaid? But it came on, I was like, well, I'm just here all the time, so I may as well watch this. And I went, oh my God. She falls in love with the prince, and because of that, she has to lose her voice. But by the end, she gets her voice back.
Gets her voice back. And this is what happened here. You feel like you got your voice back.
Everybody loves a good, happy ending, don't they? Even if that did happen, I wouldn't share that for nothing in the world. It even turns Harry's stomach if you go back and look at his expression. Truly. I could talk for hours on just that interview alone. I totally dissected it. Gosh, it was rough. But it was a super easy interview for Oprah to get. You know, getting back to their past, we'll make it quick. There's been photographers, videographers, assistants, and we're not talking royal assistants. Assistants from her way back past. They have talked about how absolutely nasty, diva-like her personality truly is. She's super hard to deal with. Even her former Suits co-stars have come out in the past saying she was absolutely miserable at times to work with. Harry's friends and girlfriends tried their best to absolutely welcome her with open arms. She wanted nothing to do with these people. And they're so disappointed with who Harry's turned out to be, they just can't stand him anymore. They said Megan was extremely fake. Only time she ever looked happy is when the camera was popping in her direction. Here she is with World Vision. Prime example. The camera's on. The camera's off. See the difference? Just like in South Africa, they were all meant to sit in chairs in a circle while their babies played on a mat. She demanded these mothers get on the floor. Why? Because it's a good photo opportunity. Can you imagine how disappointed the family is in them? Especially after it's just come out that they chose to do this interview via a television station versus Netflix. Why? Because they knew they'd get more viewers via a station versus a streaming network. And how do you think his brother's feeling having to defend the family in the middle of a duty? Super embarrassing, I would imagine. Folks are speaking out against them. It's just not working out in their favor like they had really hoped it would. Sharon Osbourne agrees with Piers Morgan, as do I. And I also agree with Dionne Warwick. She thinks that Harry and Meghan sitting down with Oprah went way too far. It's also been said now that Prince Charles is the one that went out of his way to make sure there was a nice choir that suited Meghan's taste for the wedding. And even the leader of that choir said there's no way Prince Charles is racist. Oh, by the way, Meghan and Harry's PR people asked the BBC not to allow some old white men to debate over their Oprah interview. Sure sounds mighty racist to me. Does it to y'all? I sure hope you had a good day today. I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Please stay safe and be blessed.
Okay, y'all, speaking of BungalowGeneral.com, really fast. I'm a professional hairstylist by trade. I have absolutely fried my hair with permanent and semi-permanent hair colors. I love those bright, vivid, just far out wacky colors. I don't like your typical blonde brunette. That's just, I've never been that way. I'm up on the urge that I want to change my hair color, add a little bit to it. I'm going to go this route. They have the most vivid colors I've ever used as far as hair chalk is concerned. It's safe for your children, babies, non-toxic, animals, and I paint my animals up too, y'all. Listen, I'm going this route. And they're super vivid. Isn't that beautiful? So watch, just watch how simple this is. You take it out of the little sleeve, and all you do, it has a little pad on one end and the color on the next. Let me grab something that's light. How about this? So you can see it. Even if I put it over this purple, it'll show up really good. Look how easy that is. Look. You have to wash it to get it out, y'all. You'll have to wash it to get it out. It won't just brush out of your hair. That's how absolute high quality this stuff is. And I like green. It's my favorite color in the whole wide world. And so, take my pad. I've not used this yet. So I take my little pad, take it out of its sleeve. I'll grab a piece of the purple just so you know how vivid this is. And you don't take too awful much. And you just pull on it, stamp it, stamp it, stamp it, stamp it. Now if that ain't pretty, I don't know what is. Now this stuff is pretty decent stuff. Do your ends. That's beautiful. I love it. Quality. You guys, that I've even used it on my black dog, and it comes up just as vivid. Give it a try. You'll love it. It makes a great gift. It's fun at parties. Kids love it. Older people like myself, we love it. So do you. And go to BungalowGeneral.com.